This is CBS2 News This Morning.
Breaking on CBS2 News this morning, commuter chaos. An explosive crash closes all lanes on Route 80 westbound. Team coverage with how this could impact your ride to work.
Plus, Fleet Week kicks off today. We are live from the Hudson as a parade of ships prepares to make its way up the harbor.
And this is as we prepare for another summer-like day. Our First Alert weather team details just how long the good vibes will continue to roll on.
Good morning on this Wednesday, May 22nd. I'm Chris Raggi.
And I'm Mary Calvi. Welcome to CBS2 News This Morning. We'll get right to the First Alert weather team in just a moment. But first, that breaking news on the roads for you. Multiple
emergency vehicles are on the scene on Route 80 in New Jersey, and the traffic backup is extensive.
CBS News' Christina Fan joins us live in Hackensack with the very latest. Christina.
Good morning, Chris and Mary. We are still waiting to learn the extent of injuries from this crash, but this accident is just horrific to see. Want to give you a look at the scene right now. It appears that two trucks were involved in this collision. We are going to zoom in so you can see one of them, this jackknife tractor trailer that is sprawled out across multiple lanes of Route 80. Behind it, near the sound barrier wall, which you can't see, there is a second truck. It's a smaller box truck that is almost unrecognizable. Debris is scattered everywhere, and all westbound lanes are at a standstill, extending as far as the eye can see. It appears one eastbound lane is currently open. Now, the front end of the tractor trailer is completely smashed up. You can see pieces of the concrete barrier are also missing. The box truck is just a pile of rubble after police say it caught on fire. Now, this accident happened around midnight near exit 64 in Hackensack, and again, this is Route 80. If you are driving anywhere near Bergen County this morning, you will see signs diverting drivers, alerting them of a major accident ahead and to take alternate routes. We have reached out to state police for an update again on injuries involved with this crash. This surely to impact the morning commute for several hours to come. And with more information on that, we are going to toss it to Guy Stanyard. Guy?
Thank you. Just a crazy scene in Hackensack. All lanes remain closed on the westbound express and local lanes on Route 80 right near exit 64. We have an accident investigation ongoing. Jackknife tractor trailer. 1 point, the vehicles were on fire. The eastbound express lanes are also closed at this time. Westbound delays are back to the 95 merge. Drivers headed westbound, you're going to want to use Route 46 or Route 4 to get around this. Alternate side parking is in effect today citywide. Chris and Mary, back to you.
Okay, Guy, thank you. Our First Alert weather team is standing by this morning. Tony Sadico and John Elliott covering Fleet Week. Tony is live at Pier 88.
But first, let's begin with John Elliott. He has the assignment this morning of hanging on to a Coast Guard ship in Lower Manhattan. Good morning to you, John.
Oh, you know what, Mary? I'm not that concerned. I love the Coast Guard. We have a crew of 3. This is a response boat medium, 45 foot long. So it's a boat in the Coast Guard over 65. It's a cutter and smooth as silk. I mean, we are just going to be flying around getting ready for the parade of ships, which starts at 9. But let's see what you're going to be floating into. Weather-wise today, summer. Yeah, it feels like summer. Numbers are going to be way above normal. Skies are going to be pretty. Real quick snapshot of the skies. You can see high pressure still dominates. Expand the view, and you have a front that is going to be pushing in, and that's what we're concerned about right now in the Ohio Valley. And you're going to see the possibility of storms tomorrow. Next few days, in fact, we'll show you storms coming in on Thursday. We'll talk about it. I don't know if Vince is sending back a shot of the moon, but that full flower moon is absolutely beautiful here. And there it is. That's it. We're saying goodbye to the moon and hello to the harbor. Fire her up. Let's go. We are going to we're going to take off here, and we're going to start cruising. Oh, I love that. Listen to that, baby, go. So right now, before we set sail, I'll send it up to my colleague, meteorologist Tony Sadiku, who is going to have a ball today. He's up at Pier 88. What's going on, Tony?
Morning, John. Wow, so excited for you. You're gonna have so much fun out there. Just getting to sail the Hudson. I'll tell you, I wish you would have come to us sooner, because we had an amazing view of that waxing flower moon from out here. So basically where we are on top of Pier 88, where we could see the Hudson going south. That's actually the Intrepid where we were yesterday, and this is where all the action is going to be going on, with the parade of ships going on, and the USS Baton actually going to dock right here coming up at about 11 o'clock. Not a whole lot happening where we are right now, but it's going to get busy here in a little bit. The Navy band going to be up here joining us. Perhaps you hear a little bit of tunes. And of course, once all of the service men and women arrive here in the city, they're going to be around town, exploring the town. They'll be hosting tours of the ships as well. So a lot of fun as Fleet Week kicks off. Of course, we'll have much more throughout the morning, but wanted to show you our mobile weather lab reading really quickly to show you it's a beautiful morning. I got to tell you, winds are light. Temperature upper 60s to start the day. Just gorgeous. Yes, the humidity is creeping up, but the weather is dry for now. We'll talk about when that changes, and that humidity will continue to go up. Of course, details on that full weekend forecast. Chris and Mary, all those details in your first alert forecast coming up.
All right, great to see you, Tony. Thank you so much. We'll check in with you in a little bit. New York City beaches are set to reopen this weekend, but things are a little bit different this season.
Expect to see some closed-off sections at beaches as the city tries to work around a lifeguard shortage. CBS 2's Natalie Duddridge live on the Coney Island Boardwalk this morning with more. Natalie?
Good morning, Chris and Mary. Yes, the lifeguard shortage continues again this year, but despite that, officials say beaches are ready to open this weekend. Of course, it's dark out right now, but as we heard John and Tony say, just gorgeous. We're expecting beautiful weather ahead. So this Saturday, all city-run beaches, which span 14 miles, will open to the public, of course, free of charge. The Parks Department says it will have only 230 beach lifeguards on staff. So that's the same as last year, but actually 600 are needed in order to fully staff beaches. This small number means, like last year, large sections of beaches will likely be closed to swimmers, according to the Parks Commissioner. And during a kickoff event, city leaders issued plenty of warnings.
Do not swim without lifeguards on duty. Every year we lose precious members of our communities to drownings.
We will have lifeguards stationed at as many areas as we can. Where we don't have lifeguards, we put up red flags.
Last year, a lot of the beaches were closed, and when you come to the beach, you want to swim.
So officials say more recruits are in training, but it could take until July until they are ready. There are still limited lifeguards out there, and starting Saturday, they will be on duty daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This right through September. It is beach season once again. Chris and Mary, we're live from Coney Island. Back to you in the newsroom.
A great spot to be today, Natalie. Great to see you. Thank you. And investigators are expected to be back at the home of accused Gilgo Beach serial killer today. Police spent a second day scouring Rex Heuermann's Massapequa Park home for potential evidence. They were seen carrying items out of the house. Heuermann is accused of murdering 4 women whose remains were found near Gilgo Beach 13 years ago.
Singapore Airlines CEO apologizing this morning after a flight hit by severe turbulence left a man dead and dozens hurt. The plane encountered sudden and extreme turbulence yesterday at 37,000 feet over the Indian Ocean and was forced to make an emergency landing in Bangkok. A 73-year-old British man died of a possible heart attack. Passengers describe a sudden drop during a meal service that left people bloodied, overhead bins and oxygen masks dangling, dented ceilings, and debris everywhere.
There was so much screaming, and it was when I realised the gravity of it when I looked over my shoulder and saw the people sitting behind me, with a lady who had a big gash in her head and blood pouring down her face. And then, as we know, a gentleman passed away, and that gentleman was sitting right behind me.
There were 211 passengers and 18 crew on board Flight 321 from London to Singapore. 30 people were taken to the hospital, according to the airline, with 7 in critical condition. An American is reportedly among those injured.
Coming up, Americans and emergencies, why a lot of people feel they're ill-equipped for life or death situations.
And a community cleanup in New Jersey, why Ringwood residents got together to pick up some old tires, and it's not just because this was an eyesore.
And we continue to follow the breaking news on the roads. A jackknife tractor trailer causing major backups. We'll have the latest developments all morning long.